everyone, welcome to the channel. Today in this video we will be exploring yet another tool for debugging our C++ programs. This video is a follow-up of our previous video where we have explored about the basic concepts of debugging. There we had used a tool called GDB to debug our C++ program. In this video we will be using another tool, the name is OnlineGDB. The name itself suggests that this is an online version of GDB, but this is far better and convenient than the command line version of the GDB. So the major features that this tool offers is that this is a graphical version, so we don't have to remember all those commands that we did in the GDB tool. So, and another important functionality is that it runs on web, so we don't have to install any program in our system for the debugging purpose. And apart from that, this is not simply a debugger that is limited to C and C++. In fact, this is an entire IDE that provides support for multiple programming languages along with debugging functionalities in all those languages. So this is like a Swiss Army knife, provides lots of functionalities and really easy to use. So we'll explore this tool particularly for debugging our C++ program. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So this tool is available in onlinegdb.com. You can type this URL to open this tool. So you can see the user interface. Here you can see that it provides support for multiple programming languages. Now I will be using C++, and apart from that, some other functionalities are: this is for running code, and this is for starting debugging, and this is for stopping. There are other functionalities also, like beautifying, formatting the code, saving the code, and there are other things as well. So let's not focus on those things. Now let us start the debugging part. So this is the code that we will be using for the debugging purpose, and this is the same bubble sort program that we had used in our previous video. If you have not watched that, I'll take you through the code quickly. So here we have defined an array of 5 numbers, 5 4 3 2 1, and we'll call this function bubble sort. If you don't know about this bubble sort, this is an algorithm to sort the elements in an array. So we expect output to be like 1 2 3 4 5. So that will be the sorted array. So let us quickly revise the important terminologies that are used in debugging. The first term is the breakpoint. This is the point where we want our code to pause. And second is the watch variables. These are the variables whose value we want to track as our program progresses. So suppose I want to see the value of x and y variables, then I'll add them as watch variables. And after that, for flow control, we have 4 important terminologies. Continue means we want to go from one breakpoint to another breakpoint without pausing in the intermediate lines. Step over means going to the next line, and step in means going to the next line, but in case of function call, it will take us inside the function, and once that function is completed, it will take us to the next line. And step out means opposite, it is opposite to step in. If we are running any particular function and now we want to go back to the caller, then we'll execute step out. Now let us start the debugging part. At first we'll learn how to set breakpoint. Setting breakpoint is easy. We just have to press in this space before the line number. So I'll set breakpoint at this main function, and to start debugging we have to press debug. So here you can see 2 important sections. This is the command section, but we don't have to execute any command here. We can interact with these buttons. This section will display the call stack, and here it will display the local variable for that particular function, and this portion will display the watch variables and any other watch expression set, and this portion will display the breakpoints that we have marked. Here you can see that int main at line number 24 has been marked as breakpoint. So the debugging has not yet started. To start it, we have to press this start button. As you can see here, the corresponding code will be run. So actually this tool will be using the same GDB tool underlines. So it will execute GDB command. Just we can interact with these buttons, that will make our life easy. So the debugging has now been started and the code has been paused at main. You can see some changes here. Main has been added to the call stack, and these are the local variables in main. This is our array, and n. Our array is not yet initialized, so these are some garbage values, and this n as well is not initialized, so this is the garbage value. So now I want to go to the next line. For that I'll not do continue, but I'll do step over. So for step over, you can see the next command has been executed, and our code has been reached to this line number 25. So this is not yet executed, just our code is paused on line number 25. You can see here the value of array is still the same garbage value. Now if I do step over, I should see my array initialized. Yeah, you can see it here, my array is initialized as 54321. Now if I do step over again, the value of n will be initialized. So step over, and you can see that n will store the size of this array, which is 5. Now I can do either step over or step into. If I want to go to the next line, line number 28, without going inside this bubble sort, then I have to use step over. And if I do step into, it will take us inside this bubble sort. So this depends upon my requirement. So for now I'll illustrate both. First I'll show how to do with step over. So if I do step over, my entire array will be sorted, you can see here, and we are not taken inside this function. So if I do step over again, you can see that this line sorted array has been printed, and after calling this function which prints the array, we can see the variable, we can see those sorted values in our output. So again I am doing step over, and you can see 0 1 2 3 4 the sorted values, and if I do step over again, our program will terminate. So let us restart our debugging and explore other functionalities. I'll stop it and debug it again. Now I'll go directly to this bubble sort function. For that I'll set another breakpoint here. You can see the changes here. Line number 27 has been set as breakpoint, which is this line. So let us start this by pressing start button. Now I want to jump to this breakpoint. For that we have to use continue. So you can see here this both line has been executed, array has been initialized, and size has been initialized as well. Now I want to jump inside the bubble sort function. For that I'll do step into. You can see here our code has reached in this line. So in this function you can see the local variable has now been changed, and I is 0 and j is not yet initialized, and you can see our call stack as well. After main, bubble sort has been called, and once the bubble sort has been executed, this will be popped out from the stack and it will return to main. So let us go to next line. You can see I and j both are initialized, and if we execute step by step, you can see how exactly the algorithm works. Now you can see here we are not being able to see the status of our array. So for that we can make use of the watch variables. So for that, in order to set any variable as watch variable, we can simply type the variable name here and it will be set. But since our array is this, ARR is the reference to our original array, which is here. Since this is a pointer, we cannot directly type ARR here. So for that we have to dereference. So for that we have to dereference it, and we can do this way: asterisk array name @ the size, which is 5 in our case. If we were in main function, we could directly type ARR like this. So we have to do this way since this ARR is passed inside the function. So let us see. Now once I do step over, we can see the status of our array. Now if I do step over, I can see the progress of sorting. So you can see here the algorithm is running, and this will run as per the instructions. Now I'll show another important scenario where continue can be used. This is in the case of loop. Now what I want to do is I want to see the progress of this array as over the iterations, but I don't want to see this intermediate step. So for that I'll set this point as my breakpoint, and I'll simply do continue. So here I can see the progress of array in the next iteration without going into these intermediate steps. So this is really helpful in case of problem solving task. So this is the way we do it. We'll continue until our array is sorted. So continue. this is almost sorted, and yeah, our program has been sorted and we can see that output has been displayed. So this is the way we can use OnlineGDB to debug our C and C++ program. Now I'll quickly show the how to use step out functionality. For that, let us set this main and bubble sort as our breakpoint and start debugging. We can start it from here, and now I'll directly continue so that the execution goes to this function. So you can see here the execution has reached to this line. Now suppose I have identified the issue in fewer iterations in this program, but if I do step over again and again, so this will be a very long, this will take very long time. So now I want to directly go out of this function and go proceed to in the main function. So for that I'll have to do step out, and you can see this, the array has been sorted and we came out of this function. So this is how we can make use of step out functionality. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for being up here, and I'll see you in the next one.